Yo, what's up guys? Today I'm going to be talking about the best weapons for every single fighting style in Deepwoken Playground. I'm going to be going over light, medium, and heavy, and all the subparts like dagger, guns, rapier, spear, sword, etc. So let's just begin. So start off with light and end off with heavy. First, I'll go with dagger. Now this is a pretty easy pick since there aren't really any good daggers in the game. And Wailing Knife doesn't have as critical, so it's gonna have to be Cruelly Knife with its good damage and bleed. For guns, it's a no-brainer. It's Dragoons. There's also Frosted Dragoons, but they are unobtainable, and they double skill and they don't even do as much damage, so it's not worth it at all. Next we got Rapier. It's gonna have to be Cursed instead of Candy Cane, because I've been using Cursed a lot, right? And I've realized that the critical is actually way better than the Candy Cane critical, that it just heals you. And it locks you in place anyway, so it's not really that good anyway. Unless, of course, you have 75 intelligence, but no build has 75 intelligence. But even then, Cursed is better. And the last one for light, we have Fists. This is easy. Lats Toll has the most range, pretty sure has the most swing speed, and it doesn't even scale off light. It scales off willpower. So you can have the willpower talents like Underdog, or even combine it with Azure Flames. Alright, let's get on to medium. Let's start off with Spear. Now this one's a bit tricky, but after some testing, I realized that Serrated War Spear actually does the most damage and bleed. The true Seraph Spear doesn't actually do as much damage with 75 medium, so it's just better to get the Serrated War Spear. Now let's get on to rifles. Now there aren't many rifles, there's only 3, but Storm's Eye is not it. Iron Blunderbuss is the best one with the no range M1s, because that's not what you want. You want the no range, because the range ones barely have any hitbox. So Iron Blunderbuss is the one, since Storm's Eye is double scaling and doesn't even do that much damage, so it doesn't make up for it. Next is clubs. Now there are only 2 of them, which are the Mace and the Sacred Hammer, and it's an easy pick from there. The Sacred Hammer wins. Now let's get on to the most interesting one, the Sword. Now this is really a tie between 2, but I'm more leaning into the Curved Blade of Winds, because it procs a World Without Song, but it does good damage in HM1s, but the only problem is that it's double scaling. So basically you have to make a focus build only on Gale, or else you won't have any points for anything else. But the second competitor is Serpent's Edge. It is more flexible for every build, it has more range, it does more damage, it's faster, it does bleed, but it doesn't do as much damage. So on this one, it'll be a pick from you, depending on your build. If you go in Gale build, Curved Blade wins. Anything else, Serpent's Edge. Now I did consider Hero Blades, but they only scale off element, and yes, they are very good for builds, but they still don't have as much speed and damage as a Serpent's Edge. Now lastly, let's get onto heavy weapons. Now there's been recent buffs on some, so that changed it a lot. It would have been basically all Enforcer things, but because of the recent changes, the Grand Staruska is the one for great axes, because they buffed the speed and the aerial attacks are better now. For great swords are the Crypt Blade, because of as well faster swing speed, and as well the Singed Aerial. But they did remove the blinding from 1, so that kind of sucks, but it's still better than the Enforcer Blade. And then for Great Hammer, there really isn't many that are actually good, but there is one which is pretty decent. And no, it is not the High Lord Hubris, it's actually the Enforcer Hammer, because it has the same critical as the axe and does the same damage. It's one of the best, if not the best, Enforcer weapon. Alright, so let me know what you think of these weapons. If you think any other weapon was better than the ones I put, then please do let me know, since I'm open for suggestions. And with all this said, I'll see y'all next video. Peace.